Welcome to Healing Your Family Legacy, here on the Experience of the Soul podcast channel. Innovative, evidence-based recovery that helps to identify intergenerational trauma, allowing for freedom and embracement of the healing process. Today, episode 158, The Unwritten Social Rules. And now your host, Dr. Donna Bevan-Lee.
Welcome to Heal Your Family Legacy. I'm Dr. Donna Bevan-Lee, and welcome to my show. In keeping with this idea of being a functional adult, that means that you're making decisions based on facts, based on, expectations or not. I was noticing here, because I, too, have an iPhone, and even though at my age, I'm pretty good at using it. Anyway, so I was on this iPhone app on their news feed, or on their news app, Apple News, I guess I call that. Anyway, so I ran across this BuzzFeed. They have a BuzzFeed on there. And it's about people sharing unwritten social rules they think everyone could use a refresher course on. And this person, she shared that the Reddit user, You Dark Soldiers, posed the question, what are unwritten social rules everybody should know? Now, I'm going to go through these, and some I will have a comment on, and some need no comment. But I think it's important because when we are in a society, adults know that we share some societal rules that most are not spoken. We just, have this like consciousness agreement that we'll all do these things because it helps our society grow. It helps our society, change, because it's going to change, but it helps it grow and change in a positive direction when everyone is kind of agreeing with this, okay? So I thought some of these were really good, and some of them are kind of, okay, whatever, but I'm going to go through them because I think it's helpful when we're looking at ourselves growing as functional adults. Because, if we're a functional adult, you want to be able to act like one. Okay, so the first one, it's like, this might be obvious to somebody, most people, but I'm not thinking it really is. Never ask someone if they're pregnant. If they haven't told you, it's for a reason. Okay? Now, there's a lot of reasons that this can go sideways. One is that if they want you to know, they'll tell you. And it's not a good thing to look at somebody and think they're pregnant. Because sometimes they're just overweight. Let's say you're about 30 pounds overweight and someone asks you if you're pregnant. How are you going to feel? If someone has asked you that, it's like, okay, shame attack 101. And then you're the person that's asked and they say no. How's that feel? So, again, in keeping with what are boundaries? Boundaries are a system of self-containment. And essentially what you're doing is that you're living in your own body and your own mind saying, do I want to ask that? Or do I want to say that? Or I want to do this? Or do I not want to do this? That's really all you have to be concerned about. What you say and what you do. Because you might want to think all kinds of things. Not anybody's business. At this point, there still isn't a thought police. So you can think whatever you want. As soon as you say it, now it's out there. Now you have to be accountable for it. You have to be responsible for it. So asking someone if they're pregnant, not so good. Most people, if they want you to know, will tell you. Otherwise, not your business. All right. So here's another one. I'm reading these as they're written. Don't negatively comment on the food another person eats, whether it's because you don't like it or you think it smells or you think the food combination is weird or because you think the person is picky. Just stop. I don't care if it's ketchup on well-done steak or if someone isn't eating their vegetables. Food is super personal to people, and it's one of the worst feelings to be self-conscious about eating in front of other people. It isn't your business. You can think whatever you want. You might think, if they're putting ketchup on well-done steak, what? Okay, you can think whatever you want about that. It isn't your job to comment negatively. It's fine to say, hey, that looks like those look like really good peas. Are they good? Okay. Or, boy, that really, I think your dinner looks pretty good. Maybe I'll order that next time. Fine. Not negative. Number 3, don't criticize someone's smile or laugh. It will make them self-conscious every time they're happy. It's like, okay, criticizing someone's smile or laugh doesn't change it. Okay? Most people, their smile is their smile. You don't have control over that thing. If you're smiling, you're smiling. Now, I would guess that people who are in the acting business might spend some time learning how to smile specific ways or laugh specific ways based on, what their role is or what they're trying to portray or something. But most of the world, when they feel happy, joy, or tickled pink, smile. And it just is the way our face goes. Or, when you laugh, most of the time your face is doing all kinds of things, and so is your rest of your body when you're laughing. Is it necessary to criticize that? Absolutely not. And, you don't have control. You don't have control over the way you smile or laugh, but you do have control over whether or not you criticize someone for it. All right. This is one of my favorites. I haven't been traveling much, but I have been traveling a little bit. Don't stand right up against a baggage carousel blocking others' sight lines and access. Approach the carousel when you see your bag and it is within range to pick up. Once you've retrieved the bag, move both the bag and yourself out of the way so others can do the same. Being a very short person, I'm 5 feet tall, and I'm elderly. When people are standing right next to that carousel, I can't see jack. Okay? I can't see anything. And those people, if they're standing away from the carousel, they don't even have to be standing behind me. If they're not standing right up next to it, I can see too. We can all get along better at the carousel line if everybody did this. Say, stand 3 feet away. Everybody can see it. Get your bag. Move yourself and your bag away. Other people have an opportunity to get theirs. I think it would go a lot better than if you're back there jumping up and down trying to see what's going on. Okay. If someone says they have an appointment, don't ask what it's for. If you're in a work environment, it might be a job interview, or it might be a proctologist appointment. Either way, if people are vague, it's usually for a reason. And guess what? Most people don't want to tell you what their appointment is for. And, is all you have to do is, how would I feel if someone asked me that? Let's say I have an appointment to go see my psychologist. Oh, I have an appointment. Oh, what are you going to do? What's it for? It's like, well, if it were me and someone asked me that, I'd probably say, well, I think that's just not your business. But a lot of people feel compelled to tell. They just, it's that boundary issue there. That one person has had a boundary failure when they ask, and the other person has a boundary failure because they answer and they don't want to. Let's all get boundaries. We'll feel better about it. And this one is spit your damn gum in the trash. It's not that hard. Is there anyone out there that has never stepped on somebody's gum in the parking lot, on the sidewalk, or wherever else? That's really, that could be a problem. It can ruin your shoes. And do you really want to be pulling someone else's gum off your shoe? Not to mention the fact that, there are little kids around and they're they're putting stuff in their mouth. Do you want your kid to pick up someone else's gum and put it in their mouth because it's on the ground? Let's talk for a second about what happens. I've never seen this, but I know that wild animals could go around and pick up all kinds of stuff and eat it. What happens if a squirrel gets your gum? That poor thing is going to be chewing for the rest of its life, wondering, why can't I get this to do what I want it to do so I can swallow? Come on. Let's be nice to each other that way. The next one. This is a big one, and I know this because I'm a mother. Don't touch other people's babies, at least not without their permission, regardless of how cute the baby is. Also, never kiss a baby if you're not one of the parents. Please. I violated this rule recently. Oh, man, I felt terrible. And nobody said anything to me about it, but I was aware that, boy, did I have a little boundary failure there. So I was on a trail, of course. If I'm not here, I'm usually on a trail. And it's snowed here a lot, so it's a snowshoe thing now. And, I'd been snowshoeing, I'd been out, hadn't seen anybody else. And I was on my way back, and these two women passed me, and one of them had maybe a 18-month-old in her pack. And he or she, I don't even know. It's like all bundled up, because it was cold, all bundled up, looking over mom's shoulder at what we're doing. And the baby just seemed so interested in what was going on. And so we chatted for a second, we stopped and said, oh, isn't it a beautiful day, da, da, da. And then I said something like, to the baby, I said, oh, are you having fun? I touched its arm. Of course, I had had a little parka on, but I got the look and I got it. I thought, okay, I just violated that basic boundary that I have. So, this isn't about being perfect, okay? This is about doing what you can do. And I realized that, boy, I really need to keep remembering that. I love babies. And so, I comment on people's babies and just say, what a cute little baby or whatever. And that makes people feel good. But if I go over and say, get in the baby's face, oh, I want to kiss that baby. It's like, no, or anything close to it. All right. This is one that, when I was growing up, wasn't there. This was, in my world, relatively new, meaning that it didn't really dawn on me till I was in my 40s, that if you are entering someone's home and you see shoes near the front door, take your shoes off at the door. I don't care what you do in your own home, but you do not wear shoes in someone else's home if they don't wear shoes in their own home. And if you're going to complain about having to remove shoes in someone else's house, you don't get to complain about getting kicked out when you refuse to comply. Now, when I was a kid, we were just running in and out of the house all the time. No one ever said, take our shoes off or anything. But I kind of got it, like in my early 40s or something, that taking shoes off in people's houses, including my own, is actually a pretty good idea. Because you don't know, it's like, you don't know what you're bringing in. And, it just makes for more respectful of other people's space. And, I know now and people still ask, they come in, they see there's a special place in my house for shoes. And they come in the house and say, oh, do I have to take my shoes off? There are shoes sitting there. I don't have shoes on. Like, really? You have to ask me that? Just do it. All right. Oh, this is a good one too. And, I think some of these are very, like the carousel one, the luggage carousel. What a great idea. It's so simple. This one, the people exiting the elevator go first before everyone else gets on. Because, hello, trying to get out of the elevator. The people exiting the train go first. The people exiting the subway go first. Have you noticed airplanes are unloaded in the numerical order? Go first. It just makes life so much simpler. And guess what? You're going to be able to get there. They will make sure everyone's off the plane. You will be able to get on the elevator. You will be able to get on the train. And it'll be a lot easier if everybody trying to get off is already off. So simple. And this one is kind of relatively new. I've noticed that people have asked me, and I appreciate that. When someone shows you a picture on their phone, no swiping allowed. That means that here's a picture of my little grandson. You don't get to sit there and swipe through my pictures or anything else I have on my phone. It's personal. I'm just sharing this one thing with you. Now, these are kind of new ones, so I don't expect. Sometimes people won't know what to say, but somebody actually asked me, can I swipe? Are there a few more pictures of this little guy? I said, sure. Thanks for asking. And this is just, basic, being a good person. Don't make plans in front of the people you're not willing to invite. Need I say more? Ask before you pet someone's dog in public. You might get bit, but I'd like to add on to that. And keep your dog leashed, because not everybody wants to pet your quote-unquote friendly dog. There are some people who are terrified of dogs, like me. We've had way too many bad experiences with dogs, and I still have had some. I mean, I've had a wonderfully friendly lab knock me over on the beach, and when they knocked me over, it's like they scratched my face and my arms. Really? And I got yelled at for that. Okay, keep your dogs leashed and don't assume that everybody wants to pet them. Also, ask before you pet someone's dog in public. I hear this all the time. I live in Dog City here. And most people say, can I pet your dog? Because just about everybody but me has one. And, so yeah, if you want, but it's like, if, you never know. They're animals. I don't care what you say. They're animals. And I've seen people say, can I pet your dog? Sure. And the dog bites them. They've never done that before. They're animals. They haven't bit you or your family members because you feed them. But you don't know what, you don't know what that dog's going to do. That's one of my personal ones. It's like, please leash your dog. When someone tells you it's getting late, I'm getting tired, or I have a lot going on at work tomorrow. When you're over at their place, it's time to go. They're not just complaining. They're just saying, for me, I just say, okay, well, it's been a nice night. Thanks for coming by. It's time for you to leave because I've got to go to bed. If you need to use your phone, step to the side of the way, out of the way. Don't just slam on your brakes in the middle of the sidewalk. When you're because you want to answer your phone or you want to use your phone. Be aware there are other people. And, it's like it won't hurt you to step to the side if you need to use your phone. Don't litter. Keep a grocery bag in your vehicle for garbage. Don't empty your litter into parking lots or ditches. Throw out your trash when you come to a dumpster or a trash can. Are we still talking about not littering? Every state has an anti-littering law. You can get fined for it, but how about the impact it has on Mother Earth? Jeez. I'm one of those people that walks around with a trash bag, even on the trail. And I just can't believe what people throw out on the world. I pick it up and I put it in the trash bag and I throw it out. And it pisses me off that people think I'm their mother. I have a child, one. The world is, all you people out there are not my children. Please take care of your trash. Please RSVP when invited to an event, especially when the host is paying for food or drinks. It's just a good idea to RSVP. Hi, you want to come to a party? No, I can't do that. Or sure, I'll be there, and then you're there. It's not complicated. Please acknowledge new people in your life properly. Your brother brings a girl home. Your bestie brings a friend to the bar. Introduce yourself. Give them a handshake if they want. Ask, can I shake your hand? Acknowledge the new human in front of you. What happened to manners? This, for this person, it keeps happening and it makes her feel invisible. Well, that doesn't feel good. Okay? Acknowledge people that someone has bothered to bring to meet you or to see you. I kind of wonders about those manners. If you're visiting someone and plan on staying at their place, confirm the days before you stay, before you book your ticket. And this person says, I told a college friend he could visit and stay with me. Then he booked a 10-day trip and was furious when I said he could only stay in my house for 4 days. It ruined the friendship, whatever. But again, I think you're talking a boundary issue here. If I would like to stay at someone's house, I'm not going to say, oh, hi, I'm coming to visit and I plan to stay at your house. If I want to stay at their house, I'm coming to visit. Could I please stay at your house? And this is how long I'm planning to stay. Is that okay? It's on me. Okay? To ask, to tell how long I'm planning to be there. I mean, this is basic, simple rules, manners too. I've actually seen this happen. Don't propose at someone else's wedding. Talk about taking the air out of the room. It's about the people at the wedding. It's about the bride and groom, or the groom and groom, or the bride and bride, or whatever you want to say. It's about the people getting married. It's not about you. Okay? Let's be kind. Okay, do not stand Do not stand still right at the entrance or the exit of a door. Let other people pass. So much of this has to do with being aware of your space that you're taking up in the world. And saying, do I really need to stop in the middle of this doorway and answer this phone? No. Move out of the way. You should offer to pay for someone's gas if they drive you to a lot of places. Or I'd say, if you're driving, even if they've invited you with them, say, to drive to somewhere, offer to pay for gas. That's not complicated. If you're walking in a group on a sidewalk and a person is walking towards you, move to the side. Don't make them step into the street so you can continue walking side by side. I see this all the time. And I always, that's me. I say something. I've found out the best way for me not to carry grudges and resentment is that when people are doing something that I feel unsafe about, I tell them. So I've got a whole gang of people walking right towards me, and they aren't giving me any space on the sidewalk. They think I'm going to walk into the street. I don't know what they think, but they certainly aren't paying attention to where they're at and how much space they're taking up. And so, I think about this when I'm walking with somebody. It's like on the trail. Trails are narrow for the most part. And so if they're more than, it's like we think about this. We don't even think about, I need to, let this person pass. You need to let this person pass. It doesn't take anything for everyone in your group to move to the side. I know it doesn't take anything for me, but it's a safety issue. And this is just a pet peeve. Put your grocery cart back in the appropriate location. Don't leave carts in parking stalls or in the middle of the parking lot. It takes 1 minute to put it back properly. Yeah, I don't probably need to say anything more about that. Don't make lighthearted jokes about people's names. Trust me, they've heard it all before. That's true. When you go to the movie theater, unless there are no other seats available, try to keep at least one seat between you and other patrons. That includes sitting next to, behind, and especially in front of someone else. If it's a pretty empty, movie theater, you can give space to people. It's just basic manners. Don't make unsolicited comments about how healthy someone else's food is if you're not their doctor or their dietitian. It's not your business. We talked about this a little bit before. You don't need to comment on somebody's food in a negative way. Don't need to criticize it. It's not your food. It's not your body. Get off your phone when being waited on. That's a no-brainer. When you're in a group and someone starts saying something but is cut off, always ask them to repeat themselves because you are interested in what they're saying. It's good manners and it can completely build someone's self-confidence. It's just manners. If someone's talking, wait until they're finished before you cut. You're not cutting them off. If you are listening to what they say, and then talk or respond after they're finished, you're not cutting them off. It's just not good to cut people off and then think that somehow they want to have an interaction with you. Don't sit right next to people when there's other seating available. Yep. Cover your cough and for Pete's sake, quit spitting everywhere. What is it in your mouth? It's so nasty you have to spit on the sidewalk. Anyway, take care, just like cover your cough. If you have a TV, you've seen this one a lot, with COVID especially. Cover your cough. Not everybody wants your germs. praise others in public and correct them in private. Don't need to say any more about that. Don't play your music out loud on your phone in public. Not everybody wants to hear your music. Don't dismiss someone's taste. This is a good one. I hear it all the time. I heard it myself. Do not ask friends, colleagues, or strangers when they're finally going to get married or finally have kids. Not your business. Wow, talk about jumping into someone else's boundary system. Don't abandon your friend at a party. And don't abandon when you're out in public and they're intoxicated. Take care of each other. Here it is. Be situationally aware while in public spaces. Where am I standing? What's around me? Am I in someone's way or about to be? Looking at the person I'm talking to. Do they look invested, bored, busy, or annoyed? Looking at people around me. Am I having a private conversation in front of the world? Can I call back when I'm not in public instead of answering? Am I being too loud or disruptive for other people? Am I drunk or high? Meaning I am not going to be a good judge of when to put a lid on it. You will save yourself from breaking many rules by making yourself think. There's that think thing again about where you are and what it is you're doing and what's appropriate for your setting and audience. It's not as hard as you might think, and it will help you in private spaces too. I think that's great. Because that's what I've been talking about. Decide. Think about it. What are you going to say and what are you going to do before you do it or before you say it? Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Healing Your Family Legacy here on the Experience of the Soul podcast channel. This channel is made possible because of listeners just like you. If you would like to support the channel with your tax-deductible contribution on an ongoing basis or through a one-time gift, head over to experienceofthesoul.com/support. Healing Your Family Legacy is copyright 2024, Dr. Donna Bevan-Lee, all rights reserved. Our theme music is composed by Dave Croft and used with permission. The Experience of the Soul podcast channel is a production of 818 Studios.
Hey friends, Sean here, your Experience of the Soul producer. I want to take a moment to tell you about something truly exciting. The SoulWorks online community, created by your host, Cynthia Alice Anderson, and available on the Mighty Networks app. If you're looking for a place where you can explore your spiritual path, connect with others, and grow in a meaningful way, then this is for you. SoulWorks is so much more than an online community. It's a safe, inclusive space for spiritual exploration, self-discovery, and personal transformation. Inside the community, you'll find everything from uplifting spiritual studies to soul-centered growth practices, meditations, affirmations, and so much more. It's a space where you'll always be supported and never judged. The best part, membership is free. You'll have access to powerful resources, inspiring content, and a supportive group of like-minded people who are all on their own unique spiritual journeys. And if you're ready to dive deeper, there are premium options available to enhance your experience with a live Monday night talk series and extended, deeper meditations. If you're seeking a place to connect, grow, and nurture your soul, we would love to have you join us in the SoulWorks community and see where this journey can take you. Visit my.soulworkscommunity.com today.